Join me right now on Kumite TV is one of the newest additions to the UFC lightweight roster, Austin Hubbard. What's going on, Austin?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing?
Good, man. The first thing I want to get into is the UFC call-up. How did it all go down?
Oh, it was crazy because, after I captured the LFA title, my managers and coaches were trying to get me in the UFC, and I was feeling pretty confident that was going to happen. And I knew at the very least I was going to get on the Contender Series, but that wasn't until June. LFA wanted me to defend my belt April 26th, but everyone's telling me not to do it, just to wait for a short notice call up. So I declined that fight, and I was just waiting. And I was feeling real hopeful that something was going to come up sooner. I kept hearing things, this person dropped out or this might be opening, but nothing was coming through. And then sorry, my dog. Nothing was coming through, and then my manager got a hold of me. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing mid-May?" I was like, "I don't know, hopefully fighting." And he gave me the news that I got the fight against Davi Ramos. So yeah, I was super excited, and I couldn't be more ready for it. That's for sure.
Speaking on that LFA lightweight title, that was your last fight. You won that title. Did you enter that fight thinking in your mind that you could get a UFC contract? It is waiting in the wings for you?
I knew it was real likely because, 9 times out of 10, you win that LFA belt, no matter what division it is, you're going to the UFC or at least some bigger promotion. And so, it was a good got me real prepared for this moment that's coming up, because that's huge. All your hard work and dreams and goals comes down to the one single moment. So I made it through that moment, and now I'm here, and now I'm ready to continue on this journey.
I also saw that you got your first visit from USADA about a week ago. How was that experience?
Yeah, it was kind of funny because they come early in the morning, and I sleep in the basement, and I have roommates, but everyone was out of town. I was the only one in town. I have a big fan on in my room as well. And so he was at the door knocking for little over an hour before I finally woke up and came upstairs and knew he was up there. So it's probably not the best first impression, but I got it done, got it over with, and didn't miss it. So eventually got it done. It was pretty good though. Funny though, it kind of hit me really solidify you. Wow, this is all really happening. I'm in the UFC. I gotta do all these things now that you never really think about before. But it's cool. It's a cool experience.
Yeah, you've basically experienced everything you need to experience except for stepping into the octagon now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now let's get into your debut. You're facing Davi Ramos in Rochester. A lot of guys, they're getting signed. That get signed recently, they've been getting signed on short notice, but you've had some time to prepare for Ramos. Is it a blessing, or kind of would you rather have a short notice fight so you don't have to think about getting ready?
I thought about this for a little bit. Right now, I believe 100% it's a blessing. At first, I was like, man, because I was ready. I've been training as if I had a fight probably since January, so I'm more than ready. But I had 7 weeks from when I found out that I got signed and everything and an opponent. So I've really been able to key on things that I need to key in on for this fight for victory. Another thing is I was not able to sleep very well at all for the first probably 3 weeks that I found out. Just because I was so excited. I wake up wide awake in the middle of the night thinking about my fight for literally 2 or 3 hours. All that's been settled down now, so now I'm happy. I'm getting a full night rest and everything. So it's been a blessing, I think, having 7 weeks. But now that I'm in, if I get a short notice call, I don't think it'll be as keeping me up all night and everything. So after this, I'm good with whatever. But yeah, like I said, at the time, I was slightly preferring short notice, but it's been great that I've had actually a 7-week camp for this specific fight. So
Elevation Fight Team is cream of the crop, as in MMA fight teams out there. Being around so many other guys, already in the UFC veterans, has it helped you mentally prepare yourself for the octagon?
oh, absolutely. When you're training with, like, for example, Justin Gaethje just fought Edson Barbosa. I was one of his main training partners for that camp. I can't even count how many rounds we done together, getting him ready for that camp, and then him now helping me with this fight. So, and then also Neil Magny, who is also on that fight card, who is practically a big brother to myself. So, to be able to make my debut with him is huge also, and also train alongside him. Drew Dober, Corey Sandhagen, Carrington Banks, Lavelle Simpson, just an endless list really of people to work with that, they're all top-notch fighters, and you see how well you can do against them or what you can learn from them and everything else, and help you tighten your game up. So, yeah, it definitely helps going in. I feel plenty ready.
You mentioned Neil Magny. He's fighting on the same night. How has training camp been with him? I know you've been training with him for a long time. Has he been a big influence on you, like as a mentor?
Oh yeah, man. I actually live in one of his houses. When I first moved out here and decided to move to Colorado, he kind of took me under his wing. We didn't really know each other all that well, but he gave me a place to live. I lived with him, and like I said, I still live in the same house. And it's been awesome. He's at pretty much every one of my fights. He helps me so much, like with the fight game and life itself. We've really become like great friends in and outside of the cage. And like I said, to make my debut with him is such an honor and dream come true for me. So I'm pretty excited.
Now going back to your opponent, Ramos, everybody knows him for being dangerous on the ground. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I definitely got to respect his ground game. He's won very big tournaments. Has great accolades in jiu-jitsu world. So obviously I got to respect that. But this is MMA. It is a different world. Granted, he can do similar things, but there's more involved in this. And I believe I'm a solid MMA practitioner. So I'm confident in my abilities to, be successful, defend where I need to defend, attack where I need to attack, and do the things I need to do to come out on top. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to the challenge. I don't think I've faced a challenge quite like him, with him being such a high-level ground guy. So I'm excited.
Fighters build confidence, but they also have doubt. They have wins and losses. You've had a bunch of belts that you have accumulated throughout the regional scene. What fight do you believe elevated you the most coming up?
Oh, most definitely the LFA title and the win over Achilles Mota. He was a very highly rated prospect. He's undefeated at 11-0. I think he had 9 finishes out of his 11 wins. That fight definitely, I think, is the one that elevated me. Like you said, he was probably going to get signed out, definitely, if he won that fight as well. And, I would say for sure that fight.
So basically you took his contract.
Yeah. Even before that, when I fought Harvey Park, the now LFA champion, he was a very tough opponent. I feel like those 2 fights through the LFA is what really just got me noticed and everything. So, yeah, it's been a cool journey through LFA and growing with them, and now them helping me get to where I'm at now. So, yeah.
In this fight coming up versus Ramos, what do you think would be the key component to getting the victory?
I think it would be important to, have good movement on my feet, pick them apart. I've been known for good cardio and a hard pace, so I think it's important for me to set that pace on him and then, drag him to deep waters, much like I did Achilles. So that's kind of a similar game plan, shutting down takedowns and keeping it on the feet and having success where I think I'll be most successful is on the feet. So that's kind of the game plan, and just really push the cardio.
Some guys, when they enter the UFC, they want to chase bonuses. Some guys want to build themselves up. Other guys want to fast track to the title. What is your mind state entering your debut?
I just want to be great. So it's funny. The last few fights, my whole goal has not been to win or lose. Believe it or not, my whole goal, because I kind of went through this little patch where I felt like I was playing it safe because I was like, I have to make the UFC, so you gotta win, and I felt like that was really holding me back. As soon as I made this mind switch to my whole goal now is to make sure I leave it all in there. Leave it in there and have fun. I did not want to come out of any of my fights being like, damn, I wish I could have done this, or I should have done this more, or this or that. So now, I truly, I don't care about the win or like defeat. I obviously I want to win or lose, but my goal is make sure I leave it all out there. And if I leave it all out there, I know it's an exciting and hard fought win and fight, and it's been a good change of mindset for me, and that I feel like it's carried me obviously much farther. Now I'm making my UFC debut, and so yeah, I think if I keep doing that, it's gonna make exciting fights because I'm leaving it all on the line, and people are gonna see that, and I think it'll also carry me have a lot of success in my career. So I'm gonna keep doing that because it seems to be working. And as for choosing opponents and such, I'm a fighter. In my mind, I'm in the UFC. My job is to fight whoever's in front of me. My pay doesn't really change too much depending on who I fight. So whoever fans want me to see me fight, whoever UFC wants me to fight, and I'm more than welcome or happy to fight. Based on those. I've never been one to call out or anything like that. So. I'll let the matchmakers do the job on that one.
All right, one last thing before I let you go. Music and sports, come together. It's like a pair.
Yeah.
Who are some of the artists that you listen to kind of get you ready for training or for basically a fight?
Yeah. I listen to a lot of Russ. I find his style and everything he raps about or makes music about is real inspirational to me. So I would say him is like my number one, but obviously a lot of like Eminem. I also like G-Eazy. There's a lot of people I like. I listen to all different types of music. So, but those three are the ones that stand out most to me when I first think of it.
What is the flag behind you? It's interesting. What is that?
Yeah, it's actually samurai.
Okay.
Tapestry, yeah. Our walls are so bare in our house, and I'm like, we live in a house full of fighters. I'm like, we need to hang something on the wall, and I seen this, and I just thought it was so cool, and I was like, this is perfect for the walls because it's a warrior, and we're all fighters, and it's something that isn't just plain walls. So, yeah, that's what I got us for our living room.
So basically, the whole house is empty except for that one wall.
Pretty much. We're just a bunch of guys that just train all day and hang out, We're not too design friendly, I guess.
Well, hey man, I'm excited for you. May 18th, UFC on ESPN Plus 10 in Rochester, New York. You're making your debut. Thank you, Austin, for your time, and good luck to you, sir.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, take care.